The sun bleeds gold across the late afternoon sky of Ouagadougou. Dust dances in the air, weaving through the scent of roasted corn. Wet in survival, the market hums, a heartbeat of, life. Vendors call out their prices with cracked voices. Children laugh as they chase each other through the maze of wooden stalls. Drums echo somewhere. In the distance, the sound of a people alive. Even in struggle and through it all, walks Ibrahim Traoré, no armored convoy, no golden sash of power, just a man. His sleeves rolled, his boots coated with the same red dust that stains his people's feet. His eyes, calm yet fierce, scan the crowd not with suspicion, but with care. He moves like someone who has carried both war and hope on his shoulders, and still chooses hope. Today, though, something shifts in the air. Something pulls him. As he turns a corner, his stride falters. Beneath the dying shadow of an acacia tree, he sees a boy, no older than 8, sitting on a torn piece of cardboard. The child's small hands move over a pair of old leather shoes, rubbing the same patch again and again. The boy doesn't look up, he doesn't smile, he doesn't even breathe loudly. There is no childhood in him. Only silence, the kind that screams. Traoré stops walking. His guards, a few steps ahead, turn, confused. But he doesn't move. He's frozen, his gaze locked on the child as if time itself has stopped to witness something sacred. The boy's name, though Ibrahim doesn't know it yet, is Omari. Dust swirls around them. Carried by a soft, dying wind, the market noise fades. For a moment, it's as if the whole city has paused, watching what this man will do next. Will he walk past like so many before him? Will he drop a coin and move on? Or will he listen to what the silence is trying to say? Because sometimes leadership isn't about speaking. It's about kneeling. Ibrahim steps forward. He moves slowly, each step heavy with thought. His boots press into the dirt, leaving behind marks that seem almost symbolic. The prince of power lowering itself to humility. When he reaches the boy, he does something that shocks everyone nearby. He kneels right there. In the dust and heat, the president of Burkina Faso bends his knees beside a child no one has seen before. Gasps ripple through the crowd. A woman selling mangoes covers her mouth. A vendor forgets to shout his price. For a heartbeat, the whole market goes silent. Only Ibrahim's voice is heard. Soft, low, and steady. Ibrahim, gentle. "What's your name, son?" No answer. The boy's hands keep working. The rag scrapes against the shoe, steady and empty of life. Ibrahim waits. The child doesn't speak. Ibrahim, softer. "Your name, little one. Tell me, who are you?" Finally, slowly, the boy's fingers pause. His small shoulders tremble. He lifts his head just enough for the sun to catch the dust on his lashes. Their eyes meet, and in that gaze, something passes between them. A spark. Recognition. Maybe even destiny. The boy's lips part. His voice is barely a whisper, a voice so fragile it could be blown away by the wind. "Omari," quietly. "Omari." Ibrahim repeats softly. "Omari." He lets the name linger in the air like a prayer. Ibrahim, smiling faintly. "That's a good name. A strong one." Omari looks at him, unsure whether to trust the kindness he sees. In this world, kindness is rare currency, but Ibrahim's eyes hold no pity, only warmth, the kind that tells a child you matter. He notices the boy's bare feet, cracked, scarred from the heat of the pavement. His shirt is too big, the collar torn. The button's gone. The rag in his hand is nearly shredded, and yet, in that moment, Ibrahim doesn't see poverty. He sees endurance. He sees the kind of strength no uniform can command, the strength of a child who keeps going even when the world forgets him. Around them, whispers start to spread through the market. "That's the president. He's kneeling in the dirt. What is he doing?" But Ibrahim doesn't hear them. His heart is somewhere else, in the quiet ache behind Omari's eyes. He knows this silence. He's seen it before, in the eyes of orphans after war, in the faces of soldiers who've buried their brothers, in the people who've lost everything and learned to smile anyway. And suddenly, something inside him breaks. Just a little. He reaches out, gently lifting the shoe Omari was polishing. Ibrahim softly. Whose shoes are these? Omari hesitates, then shrugs. Omari. A man left them. Said I could clean them for a coin. Ibrahim. And did he pay you? The boy shakes his head. Omari, quietly. He didn't come back. The marketplace holds its breath. Even the wind seems to pause. Ibrahim looks at the shoes. Cracked leather. Missing laces worn from miles of struggle. Ibrahim, murmuring. These shoes have seen hard roads. Just like you, Omari. He places them gently back down. Then he stands, dusting his knees, not out of pride, but as a man preparing to act. The crowd watches, unsure what will happen next. And Ibrahim Traoré, the man who has faced bullets, betrayal, and fear, feels his chest tighten with something more powerful than any battle he's fought before. Compassion. He turns toward his guards, who stand frozen in disbelief. Ibrahim, firmly, without turning, bring me water. The first part closes here, with the crowd still, holding its breath. A leader on his knees, Esai, boy who hasn't spoken in days, and a nation about to witness what true leadership looks like, not from a throne, but from the dust of its own streets. What happened next would echo through the city, because when Ibrahim lifted that cup of water, he wasn't just helping a child. He was about to awaken a nation's forgotten soul. The boy's eyes drop again, avoiding Ibrahim's gaze. He has learned to expect nothing. In a world where promises crumble like dry clay, where adults glance at children as though they are ghosts, Omari has mastered the art of invisibility. Survival, he has discovered, requires silence. No hope, no dreams, only the daily grind of scraping by. One shoe at a time, one rag at a time, one heartbeat at a time. Ibrahim watches and something tightens deep in his chest. How many more Omaris are out there? How many silent souls working invisible hours while the world rushes past, deaf to their cries? Behind him, the crowd begins to notice. Whispers ripple through the marketplace. That's Ibrahim Traoré, the president. He's kneeling. In the dust? Why is he speaking to a street child? Some pull out phones. They start recording. This is not supposed to happen. Leaders don't kneel. They don't pause in the dirt. They ride in motorcades, wave from balconies, speak from podiums. They leave the children for someone else to notice. But Ibrahim does not see them. He sees only Omari. He leans closer, keeping his voice soft, deliberate. Ibrahim. Where is your family? Omari's hands tremble slightly. He shakes his head, a tiny gesture, heavy with grief too deep for words. Ibrahim. Your mother? Your father? Another shake. This time his lower lip quivers. A fortress of silence is crumbling in the presence of a man who kneels not to display power, but to connect. Ibrahim feels the weight of it all. This is an orphan, a boy who has known hunger that gnaws the bones, fear that claws the heart, and loneliness that makes the world feel hollow. This child cleans shoes not for play, not for coins, but to survive, to scrape together the next meal, to convince himself that tomorrow might be slightly less cruel than today. Ibrahim. How long have you been here? Omari, always. That single word carries more tragedy than any speech, more weight than 1,000 broken promises. Ibrahim rises slowly, his fists clenched at his sides. He sweeps his gaze across the market, the crowd, the stalls, the world that has allowed this boy to slip through the cracks. His eyes burn with intensity. Some onlookers instinctively step back. They recognize that look, the one Ibrahim wears when confronting injustice, when refusing to accept corruption, when he refuses to let wrong go unanswered. The market falls silent. Vendors stop shouting their prices. Motorcycles slow. Even the wind seems to pause. Yet nobody expected what would come next. Ibrahim's mind races, 1,000 thoughts colliding. How many other Omaris are out there? How many lives are wasted because the world looks away? Around him, the whispers continue. He'll just give him some money and leave. Some scoff. Some shake their heads, jaded from years of broken promises. A woman murmurs, politicians are all the same, even the ones who claim to care. Ibrahim hears every word, but he does not flinch. He has heard cynicism before. and he knows that hope is dangerous in a land where disappointment is constant. But Ibrahim Traoré did not become a leader by following the scripts others wrote for him. He became a leader by writing his own story, one that bends toward justice, mercy, and action. He turns to his security chief, a tall man, eyes sharp and unwavering. Ibrahim, find out everything about this boy. Where he sleeps, what he eats, who watches over him if anyone. I want a full report within the hour. The chief nods and radios the team, dispatching them to gather answers. Ibrahim then reaches into his pocket and pulls out his phone. He dials, and without leaving Omari's side, speaks in measured tones. Ibrahim, clear my schedule for the rest of the day. Cancel everything. The crowd watches, some in disbelief, some in awe. The president of Burkina Faso has done something almost unthinkable. He has stopped the world for one child. Omari looks up, eyes wide. He cannot fully understand what is happening. For the first time, someone sees him. Not the ragged clothes, not the small hands, not the dirt-streaked face. Him. Ibrahim kneels again. Closer this time. His voice is steady yet filled with weight and promise. Ibrahim, Omari, today we will change your world. Not tomorrow, today. A murmur of astonishment spreads through the crowd. Some reach for their phones, some cover their mouths. They feel in that moment that they are witnessing something historic. Not a photo op, not a staged event, but a man showing a child what leadership truly looks like. Presence, courage, and heart. Omari hesitates as if this kindness is fragile and might shatter at any moment. But Ibrahim's gaze does not waver, and in the silence that follows, something begins to grow. A flicker of hope, tiny but undeniable. He gestures to a nearby vendor. Ibrahim, bring some water, please. The boy's eyes widen. Water, clean, fresh water. Something so simple, so basic, yet so impossible when survival is a constant battle. The vendor hurriedly hands the cup to Ibrahim. Ibrahim lifts it slowly and offers it to Omari. Ibrahim, drink, you've earned it just for being here. Just for surviving. Omari's hands shake as he reaches for the cup. The water is cool against his cracked lips. The crowd watches in silence. Even the sun seems to pause, spilling golden light over the pair kneeling in the dust. And in that single act, the quiet giving of water, something begins to ripple. A lesson for the child, a lesson for the nation. Hope is contagious. Courage can be seen. Compassion spreads faster than fear. For a boy who expected nothing, this is everything. The camera lingers on Ibrahim and Omari, two silhouettes kneeling in the dust. A leader and a child, separated by circumstance but connected by humanity. A nation watches, hearts stir, and something profound begins. A story that will echo far beyond the streets of Ouagadougou. But Omari's past is not finished with him yet. And the choices Ibrahim makes today will test not just this boy's spirit, but the soul of a nation. Ibrahim, I don't care what it is. Cancel it, a pause on the line. The person on the other end protests. Meetings, appointments, obligations that supposedly cannot be postponed. Ibrahim, I said cancel everything. There is nothing more important than this moment. Nothing? The voice asks incredulously. Ibrahim ends the call, sliding his phone into his pocket. He kneels once more beside Omari, who watches with wide, uncomprehending eyes. The boy doesn't know what's happening. Important people, people with power. They do not stop their world for children like him. Ibrahim, Omari, I need you to trust me. Can you do that? The boy stares, uncertain. Trust is a luxury he cannot afford. Trust gets broken. Trust gets abandoned. Trust leaves scars, Ibrahim. I know you don't know me, but I promise this, I will not walk away. I will not forget you tomorrow. I will not abandon you like others have. Do you understand? Omari's eyes glisten. Tears threaten to fall, but he blinks them back fiercely. He has been strong for so long, surviving by denying himself, denying hope, denying his own need to cry. But Ibrahim sees. He sees the struggle, the child fighting against the very thing he needs most, hope. The crowd has grown. Some are touched. A few women wipe tears discreetly. Others remain skeptical, arms crossed, faces hardened from years of disappointment. Let's see how long this lasts, someone mutters. 10 minutes and he'll vanish, another voice adds. Then a man steps forward, anger etched on his face. Angry man. Why should we believe you? You politicians are all the same. You use children for photos, then forget them. How is this different? The security team moves instinctively, ready to intercept. Ibrahim raises a hand. A single gesture halts them. He stands facing the man directly. Calm, steady, unshaken. Ibrahim, you are right to be angry. You are right to doubt. You have been lied to, betrayed, used. I understand that. But do not judge by words alone, judge by actions. Watch what I do, not what I say, the man falters. He wasn't expecting truth delivered like a quiet storm. He looks around and the crowd is silent, hanging on every word. Ibrahim turns back to Omari. Ibrahim, can you stand? Omari rises, legs shaky from fear, malnutrition, and disbelief. Ibrahim extends his hand. Ibrahim, will you come with me? A heartbeat of silence. The marketplace holds its breath. The boy looks at Ibrahim's hand, then at the crowd watching, then at the small, tattered station of shoes he calls his world. His hand hovers in the air, suspended between past and future. And then, slowly, tentatively, he takes it. A collective gasp sweeps through the marketplace. Some weep openly. Others are frozen in awe. This isn't supposed to happen. The powerful do not stoop. They do not kneel. They do not lift nameless children from dust. But Ibrahim Traoré, he is not like other leaders. Ibrahim, come. He begins to walk, matching Omari's small steps, keeping pace with the boy. Every gesture speaks louder than words. You matter. Your life has value. Your dignity is sacred. The security team adjusts hurriedly, struggling to adapt. This is not protocol. This is not expected. And yet they follow. Because when Ibrahim Traoré decides, he moves mountains, quietly, with conviction. As they pass through the market, something extraordinary unfolds. The whispers of doubt fade. Skeptical voices die away. People step aside, creating a path. Some place hands over their hearts. Others bow their heads. An elderly woman, face etched with decades of hardship, approaches. She presses something small into Omari's free hand, a piece of bread wrapped in a cloth. Elderly woman. For you, little one. May God bless you. Tears stream down her face. Others follow, quietly weeping, not for sorrow, but for the recognition of something far greater than politics. Humanity restored, hope awakened, courage witnessed. Omari glances at the bread, then up at Ibrahim. He feels perhaps for the first time that he is seen, that someone truly cares, that maybe the world has not forgotten him after all. Eyes wide, trembling, the weight of past suffering still heavy, but lightened by one act of real compassion. The marketplace is alive but different now. Life continues around them, but a hush lingers, the kind of hush that follows a miracle witnessed, small but undeniable. But the shadows of Omari's past are not finished with him yet. And the choices Ibrahim makes today will not only change one boy's life, they will challenge an entire nation to believe in the impossible. Ibrahim leads Omari to a modest car, unassuming by presidential standards. The security detail opens the door. Ibrahim gently helps the boy inside and slides in beside him. Omari sits rigid, wide-eyed, breathing shallowly. He has never been in a car. He has never been this close to someone so important. He has never felt so terrified and so safe at the same time. Omari, where are we going? Ibrahim looks at him, eyes soft and steady. Ibrahim, first we eat. Real food. Then we find you a place to sleep tonight, safe, warm. And after that, Omari, we will give you something every child deserves, a future. The car begins to move. Behind them, the marketplace erupts. People cheer, clap, some cry openly. Even the skeptical man, Kofi, stands frozen, hand over his mouth, tears running down his face. He had doubted, but now, he has been proven wrong in the most beautiful way. They arrive at a local restaurant, a simple place where ordinary people eat. Ibrahim could have chosen luxury, privacy, prestige, but he chooses simplicity. A place where Omari will feel less overwhelmed, more human, more like a boy instead of a statistic. They sit. Ibrahim orders plates of rice, grilled chicken, fresh vegetables, and fruit. Omari stares, unable to move. Ibrahim, it's for you. Eat, please. Something breaks. Tears pour from the boy's eyes, hot, unrestrained. All the years of pain, hunger, loneliness, and every swallowed sob pour out at once. Ibrahim does not speak. He does not scold. He does not tell Omari to be strong. He simply places a hand on the boy's shoulder, letting him release what he has carried alone for far too long. Ibrahim, it's okay. You're safe now. You're not alone anymore. Other diners watch, some recording, most simply crying along silently. A waitress approaches, trembling, placing napkins nearby. The restaurant is quiet, except for the boy's sobs and the gentle hum of humanity restored. Omari begins to eat slowly, carefully, as though every bite is a treasure. With each mouthful, color returns to his cheeks. His shoulders relax, and for the first time since Ibrahim met him, the ghost of a smile flickers at the corners of his lips. Ibrahim, meanwhile, makes several phone calls. He sets in motion more than compassion. He sets wheels of lasting change. Today is not just a gesture. It is the beginning of a transformation. Ibrahim, Omari, would you like to go to school? Omari blinks. School? Strange word, a foreign concept. Omari, school. Ibrahim. Yes, school, where you can learn to read, to write, to dream. Where you can be a child again. The boy's lips tremble. Omari, but I have to work. Clean shoes. How else will I? Ibrahim takes both of Omari's hands. Ibrahim, you don't have to work like that anymore. Not alone, not in silence. From now on, your job is to be a child, to learn, to play, to grow. Can you do that for me? Omari nods. Speechless, tears continue to fall. Omari no longer cleans shoes in silence. He sits in a classroom at one of 12 new schools Ibrahim established for vulnerable children. Orphans, street children, those forgotten by society. Uniform neat, face bright, hand raised eagerly. Every smile, every question, every moment of wonder a quiet rebellion against the years of invisibility. Each school provides education, meals, medical care, counseling, and most importantly, hope. Omari now has a family. A loving foster home arranged personally by Ibrahim. Family patient with trauma, careful with trust, consistent with love. Stability, affection, assurance that tomorrow will be better. The story spreads. The video of Ibrahim kneeling beside Omari, walking through the marketplace, sharing a meal. Viral, not just in Burkina Faso, but across Africa. Across the world, people wept. People hoped. People dared to imagine a leadership built on compassion, not power. Kofi, the skeptical man, now volunteers at one of the schools, helping children who remind him of Omari. The elderly woman who gave Omari bread started Omari's Friday, a community movement to feed, clothe, and support vulnerable children, spreading across dozens of neighborhoods. International organizations took notice. Resources, donations, partnerships, all channeled directly to child welfare programs. But the most profound change happened quietly. Ordinary people, parents, teachers, neighbors, began to see children differently. Politicians faced questions about empathy and responsibility. And a boy once invisible began to see himself. Omari at an event. I thought I was invisible. I thought nobody saw me. But President Ibrahim saw me. He didn't just see me. He saw my worth. And because of that, I started to see it too. The words ripple. Audiences fall silent. Hope ignites. Ibrahim and Omari return to the spot where the boy once cleaned shoes. A small plaque now reads, "Here we remember that every child matters." People visit. Leave toys, treats, letters. A testament to possibility when compassion acts. Omari, now taller, healthy, full of life, looks up at the man who changed his destiny. Omari, thank you. Ibrahim shakes his head. Ibrahim, no, Omari, thank you. You reminded me why we do this work. You reminded a nation what we are fighting for. Not power, not glory, but children who deserve a chance to dream. They embrace. Cameras click, but neither notices. For that moment, they are simply a man and a boy. Connected, seen, known. And that is why the story of Ibrahim Traoré and Omari will never be forgotten. If this story touched your heart, don't keep it to yourself. Subscribe for more inspiring stories of leaders who change the world with compassion. Share this video. Let hope travel far. Comment below, what would you have done in Ibrahim's place? Have you ever witnessed an act of compassion that changed someone's life? Together we can build a world where no child works in silence, where no child feels invisible, where every Omari finds their Ibrahim. Fade out. Orchestral music swells. Real change begins when we refuse to walk past suffering.